What can you do if you get new boots that hurt a lot? In the ski boot tuning world, there are primarily two boot modifying techniques, punching and grinding. Punching, which has a larger impact on the boot fit, involves stretching the boot material with a heat gun and specific tools to adjust the plastic according to your needs. This method is generally used for bigger adjustments. For example, with my 103 millimeter wide flat feet and prominent bony structure, punching was essential. Grinding, on the other hand, is used for smaller, precise adjustments. For instance, I needed to grind down the back of my heel area to create space for my heel spur, which relieved most of the pain. However, I started with punching, knowing the boot wouldn't fit otherwise. To begin, I used a long press tool to expand the plastic around my arch area, allowing my arch to sit flat inside the boot. I heated the plastic slowly to ensure it warmed evenly. To protect the areas where I'd already made adjustments and to avoid unwanted changes to the boot base, I wrapped a towel around the parts I didn't want to heat. After heating the plastic thoroughly and stretching it as needed, I placed the boot in a freezer set to minus 14 degrees Celsius for about an hour and a half. This was enough to lock the plastic into the stretched position. When I took the boot out and tried it on, it seemed like there might be a little too much space initially, but I knew the plastic would retract slightly, leaving just the right fit around the arch. Now, with adequate space at the arch, I noticed that the pressure had shifted to my medial malleolus. Previously, the pressure was concentrated around the side of my arch, but now that area was relieved and the strain moved higher. To address this, I tried using a small ball tool to stretch the plastic around my malleolus, but it didn't feel quite right. So I went back to the longer tool, but positioned it higher on the boot. As you can see here, I used a wooden plank and a footbed to support the outside of the tool, which prevented it from pushing back the arch adjustment I just made. This setup allowed the plank and footbed to absorb most of the pressure, keeping the arch area secure. Then it was back to the freezer. Punching is very much a back and forth process, requiring a lot of trial and error, especially with feet like mine that are difficult to fit into a standard boot. It takes patience and precision to get everything just right. More on grinding adjustments in the next video.